Hi, welcome back to Garden on the Moors. We're now in the middle of May and it's time for the next garden tour. Let's go take a look around. I'll start in the kitchen and just show you the tomatoes because, whoa, they are looking really, really good. Same as the peppers. They've done brilliantly this year, much better than last year. So hopefully that means we'll get even more fruit and we'll get it sooner. So really looking forward to that. All I need to do is basically, I'm just waiting on getting some compost and then I'll plant them up into their bigger pots and they can go and live in the greenhouse for the summer because they love it in there. So that'd be a job for the next week or so. You might notice a slight change out here. We've just been given this lovely hand-me-down picnic table and chairs from my parents. So I put a few of the pelargoniums in some pots, got some nice terracotta pots from the garden centre, put them in there just to give it a bit more of a summery feel. In just behind, I've got those fig tree cuttings in pots there, and then I have the I bought actually a black lace elder, and then in front of that I've got a lovely salvia amistad, and that's going to look really nice against the light colour of the walls, that dark purpley colour. So really looking forward to that. And then I've got a couple more pots out here, more pelargoniums, and then a lot of the cuttings from last year are now outside spending their time because the weather's much better, but it's not definite. There was talk of a cold snap, so I'm just holding off and planting them out for a little bit longer. I'll look at the long range forecast and make a decision pretty soon, but they should be going out in the next few weeks, but in the meantime they're just here. So just a quick recap, we've got the salvia cuttings just there. I've got some upright lobelia cuttings just there, and then these aren't actually cuttings at the end. These are another salvia that I got from Sarah Raven. So they're supposed to be a lovely, like a hot pink colour. So they'll be lovely. Just to the side, we've got all the bluebells. Won't be spring without bluebells. So I've got my bluebells just there, and then behind I have the leeks. Now, how many did I have? I think when I counted there was roughly 100 or so. So hopefully we can find room for them all. I'm sure we will. And we love leeks. So yeah, they'll be great. One thing I have noticed, oh look at this little bee. Is he there still? Oh look, he's just over there now. One thing I have noticed is that the garden is a couple of weeks behind on a lot of things. So for example, I'm sure we had foxgloves out by now, but as you can see, that's probably the furthest one we've got, and it's not fully out yet. Same as the aquilegia just to the side, getting there, but not out yet, and it's mid-May now. So it just shows you that it is a little further back than normal. I think it's because of that really cold snap we had. Just panning around. Got some lovely herbs, more aquilegias and bluebells. Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? Don't mind the washing. It's a semi-nice day today. And forget-me-nots. Oh, I love forget-me-nots. And then we have the greenhouse. Now, obviously, a lot of things are outside. I've just shown you them outside. So we've got a bit more space in here now, ready for the tomatoes and peppers. But I have got still the last few Calabrese broccolis, some herbs, some parsley and coriander. We've been actually eating that already, it's been lovely. These bunny tail grasses. The straw flowers have been a bit of a fail. I don't think any of them have germinated. I don't think any of these are actually straw flowers, which is a real shame. But the poppies have done well. So I'm thinking I'll either pot them on or plant them out. That's the decision to make, so that's something I need to think about. Loads more pelargonium cuttings there. Look at the colour of them. And then we have the dahlias. Sadly, I've been suffering with a bit of slug damage. I don't know if you can see on this one. A bit of, I suppose that one's a real bad one. Bit of slug damage. What I've been doing is just checking under the pots. Any slugs I find, they're going into the quail aviary for disposal. And that's worked, actually. They seem to have pretty much got past the worst of it now, I hope. And I can't see any damage on the new leaves. I was really hoping to be able to take some cuttings from these, because look at all the shoots that are there, but they've just been absolutely hammered by slugs. So I'm not going to take any cuttings from them. I'm just going to let them recover from all that slug damage, basically. The pumpkins have germinated, which is excellent. You see now there's a seed there on that leaf. You shouldn't pick those off. You should just let the plant do it itself, because you can harm the leaf by putting it off too early. Next we've got the squash. They've just germinated. I was getting a bit impatient, I'm going to be honest, because these were sowed, these courgettes. So on the right is 2 rows of courgettes. Then we've got a row of squash, row of pumpkins going right to left. They were they were sowed about 3 weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago, and I wasn't seeing anything. So this morning I went through and double planted all of these pots of the seeds I had, which is the courgettes. Luckily I didn't plant any more squash, because actually they've popped up now. But I'm hoping that they'll germinate soon. And like I said, these are Buffy ball squashes. They've just come up this morning, so maybe I was just being a bit impatient. These are some dwarf French beans. So we've got Belotti on the left and the yin and yang beans on the right. These will go down Brandon's grandparents' garden. I've got a couple of spaces, a couple of rows down there with some space for these to go. So yeah, that will be really nice. And then these will be dried beans that we have in chilies and stews and things over winter. But looking really good. They need to go out really. So that'll be another job, maybe in the next week or so, if we get a nice evening. So yeah, a bit quieter in here at the minute. We're in that sort of transition phase. Here are those strawberries that I planted back in winter. They're now flowering. They're looking so much healthier than they were last year. So they're definitely loving this spot, which is brilliant. I mean, there's so many flowers. Look at all of those flowers. Oh, I just can't wait for the fruit. They're going to be delicious. So I'm going to need to get some fruit netting for these, because it's not just us that likes them. The chickens like them too. Actually, speaking of chickens, we've got a couple of new additions. Can I zoom in? Ooh. So that is Bluebell on the left, Lavender Araucana, and Colossus on the right there. She's a partridge silky, don't you know? So yeah, a couple of new girls there. Settling in really well. We only got them a week ago, actually. I think a week today, and they've settled in amazingly. You know, really happy with them. Anyway, back to fruit. Just behind the strawberries is the rhubarb. We really got to eat some of that. It's looking brilliant. And then just next to that, sorry, I should say, is the Katie apple tree. Now this is the one that I cut back pretty hard in winter because I wasn't happy with the shape it was forming. It's pretty drastic, but I am actually happy with that shape that's going to form, because it's going to be a nice bowl with an open centre, so that will look really good. And it has got some flowers. Where are they? Gorgeous. Hopefully get some fruit off of it this year. It was not happy with the drought last year, but looking pretty good. The raspberries are looking great. They've got lots of lovely flower buds on them. These ones are a bit small in the middle, but the ones either side are nice and tall with lots of fruit on. Sorry, lots of flower buds on, which hopefully means lots of fruit again. I planted out the sweet peas about a week ago, and they've settled in really nicely. Now growing up those little that wigwam there. But just next to it, the pear tree is not having a very good time. I don't know what is wrong with it, but its buds are all dried up and horrible. So I really don't know what's going on there. Now this is my favourite bit though, the flower bed. So this iris that a friend gave me last year is flowering. It's our first iris. It's much further ahead than the other ones. It's already had one flower go over. So that's done. That's just crazy. I can't believe how early it is. That's really good. Then we've got some scabious behind flowering. The daffodils are finishing up, but I've got a daffodil, which I'm going to show you in a minute, which has just come out. I've got this one random tulip that I really don't remember planting, but it's there. What else have we got? Nice little bee going around the forget-me-nots. I've just spotted a flower bud on this iris. It's never flowered before, so I can't remember what colour it is, what it looks like. If I was a gambling man, I'd say it's a yellow one, because I can't remember seeing a yellow flower last year. I'm sure I potted one, but we're going to see what that is. So that's really exciting, so can't wait for that. Have we got any more? Got a few flower buds back there. I think that that's the really dark purple one. What else have we got? Another iris there. This is that gorgeous peachy apricot colour, that one there. That's probably my favourite one. The peony has so many flower buds on it. I'm trying to dodge the washing line because you've got washing out. And I'm sure nobody wants to see that. Oh, I just noticed there's an aquilegia there that looks a kind of yellowish colour. So that'd be really interesting to see when it's out. This echinacea is looking really nice. But this is the daffodil that I wanted to show you. Where is it? Can you see it? It's like white petals with yellow trimming on each petal. It's absolutely tiny, but beautiful. It's our last daffodil that's come out, and it's just a stunner. I can't remember planting it, but I must have, because I don't remember these last year. It's just next to these forget-me-nots as well. And a dandelion. Never mind. I'm pretty hot on weeding, but you know, there always one gets through, don't I? The roses are looking very lush. I put well composted chicken manure around them last year. That seems to have done the trick. I mean, this Nephophia as well, my God. I really don't remember it flowering this early last year. Maybe it did, but I can't remember it doing so. I'm sure it was later than this. But it's got loads and loads of flower spikes. So I'm super impressed with that. I'm just going to show you this other rose, which is one that we planted this spring, a bit later. It's much further back than the other ones. The others have got flower buds on. This one's only just now starting up. So I'm not sure if we'll get any flowers off of it. I suppose if we do, they'll be a bit later than normal. So we'll have to keep our eyes peeled on that one. What else have we got that's looking good? This buddleia is much taller than last year. I'm sure that's a dark purple one that I got. Really dark. Oh, one thing that has popped up is this. That, I'm sure, is cuckoo flower, which is a wildflower that grows around here in sort of damper places. So that's lovely. There's actually a dahlia back there. Can you see that? I honestly thought all the dahlias would be dead and gone because we had such a cold winter. I thought that, you know, surely they'd all be sadly dead, but actually that's a really good sign because these ones here, now that I'm sure is a purple one. I'm sure that's a purple one. Can I see any others? Can't see any more. Yeah, brilliant. The Solomon seal. Hello, Alex. Oh boy. Oh, hello. The Solomon seal back there is doing really, really well. As always, it's just brilliant. It's gorgeous, gorgeous arching stems with drooping flowers just underneath it. We didn't plant it, that was already there. It's well established. I mean, trying to spread it around the garden because it's a real treat to have. I just got distracted by Sally. She was down there chasing a little bug. She's got a lovely red comb on at the minute, so she's definitely laying. She might have just recently laid it's so red actually. So that's our Storm Tyler chicken. And Scotch next to some lovely pink bluebells. Now then, the veg patch. So the peas, mixed results. I don't even remember, but they were all eaten by a mouse back in spring, so I lost most of them. But the ones I've replaced them have all germinated, which is great. The garlics are looking lovely. The overwintered onions are looking great. And the chard is looking really, really good. It is starting to run to seed though, I think. Like there, I think that is going to be running to seed soon, sadly. And that one there. But, been absolutely brilliant for us. These broccolis have settled in nicely. Now, it's a bit weedy here, because I've got carrots there that have just started to germinate, so I'm just being a bit careful with the weeding so I don't mess any of them up. And I've earthed up the potatoes. And more broccolis at the end there. Generally, everything's doing pretty well so far, touch wood. Carrots have been a bit slow to get off the mark. And the peas, like I said, a bit of a mixed bag with the peas, but everything else is doing really, really good. So really happy with that. And it won't be long before we can start harvesting more stuff. I mean, obviously we're harvesting the chard. But there's the veg patch. Windy and Titan there. Hopefully getting some slugs, because that's right next to my veg patch, just there. Hopefully they're eating some slugs and snails and other pests and things. Just behind them, I've got my 2-year-old apple tree, which is doing lovely, and the brand new apple tree, which has just got some flowers on it. I won't let those flowers set fruit, but it's nice to see that it's settled in quite well. The plum tree that I showed you last month is doing okay. I don't know quite yet. I'm going a bit too close there. I don't know quite yet if the fruit has set. I think it might have, but we'll have to wait and see in the summer. Oh, there's a wasp there. Now, that's actually, I think that's pretty good at the minute, I think, because it's probably going to be eating any pests, like greenfly and stuff like that. So, you know, leave them to it. Give them more of the hens. Japanese maples looking fabulous. He zooms in, focuses, I mean. Brilliant. I'll just show you the flower buds in this apple tree. Gorgeous. There we are. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give a big thumbs up and subscribe for more. And I'll see you again next time. Cheers.